Hello, my name is Mary Grace, and today we're going to be doing a workout that is more like Pilates workout. So it's going to be continual, like strength training, but at a lower intensity, focusing on time under tension. So we're going to start off with a warm up, and we're going to do each exercise for about 30 seconds. So first we're going to do arm circles. So we're just going to do our arms circling towards the back. This is just going to warm up our shoulders and our arms. And we're just going to keep doing this. Alright, and now we're going to do arm circles towards the front. And each of these warm-ups we're going to do for about 30 seconds. So we're going to keep doing arm circles. Next thing we're going to do is shoulder shrugs. And so we're going to do the same thing forward and back. So we're going to go backwards, bringing your shoulders to your ears and back. Just warming up the trap muscles, kind of stretching everything out. And now we're going to go towards the front. We're doing a dynamic warm up, so your body's continually moving, to get the blood flowing. Next thing we're going to do is high knee pulls. So we're going to take one, pull it up, and the next one. We're going to do this for 30 seconds. You're just going to stretch out your hamstrings and your glutes. We keep doing this. So you just take your leg and pull it in. The next thing we're going to do is windmills. So you're going to straddle out your legs and take your arms up. You're going to take your opposite arm to your opposite leg and back up and back down. And this is going to be stretching out just kind of like your trunk, like your obliques, as well as your hamstrings and your glutes, and just getting that blood flowing. We're just going to do this for about 3 more seconds. Alright, and so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stand in that straddle again, and we're going to touch the ground, and then we're going to squat down, and then stand back up, and squat down, and stand back up. And when you squat down, you want to make sure that you go as deep as possible, and then back up. And this is going to stretch out those hamstrings and glutes. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is a plie squat with a reach. So once again, we're going to be in that straddle. We're going to squat down, and we're going to lift our arms up, and down, and up, and down. And this is going to stretch out our inner thighs. And again, just getting the blood flowing. Make sure we're breathing as we're doing this. Alright, and the last warm-up we're going to do is cross-back squats. So you're going to step to the side and push your hips back, and then back up, to the side, back up, one more time. And now we're going to do the other side, push the hips back, back up, to the side, back up. I'm going to do it one more time. Alright, so now our workout is going to be in a circuit style, and it's going to be more like Pilates. So we're going to have 4 different circuits. We're going to do each movement for about a minute, and then in between the circuits, we're going to have a minute to rest. So the first thing we're going to do, and during this, we want to remember that to make it easier and have regressions, you can take breaks and stop the time under tension. To make it harder or progression, take as little breaks as you can and focus on time under tension and the mind-muscle connection. And for modifications, you want to make sure you do what feels good in the moment. If there's a movement that doesn't feel good, then you should stop it and just continue on with the next one. Alright, so we're first going to start with the first circuit, which is going to be when we're on the ground, and we're going to focus on our upper body. So we're going to go ahead and just lay on our stomach. And the first one we're going to do is Superman's. So you're gonna take your arms out in front of you and your legs behind you, and we're just gonna pull up and down. And this is gonna work your back muscles, your shoulders, your glutes, your hamstrings. You're just gonna keep doing that. Slow and controlled. Yet thinking about the movement, which is the mind to muscle connection. Just like so. Making sure we're breathing. All right, just a couple more seconds. We'll do one more. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into that Superman, and we're just gonna pull our arms down to our sides, kind of mimicking a lat pull down, and then back up. And down, kind of lift your chest a little bit when you go down, and then up. This is gonna work those lat muscles on your back, as well as your shoulders and your rear delts. If you need to make it easier, you can lower your legs on the ground and just do the upper body. But if you hold the legs up, this will be the progression, because it holds constant tension in your glutes and hamstrings. But if you need right in between, you could lift, pull, up, down. And that slight stop in the movement will give your muscles a little bit of a break. All right, last one. All right, and just like the lat pull down, we're gonna do something called like swimmers. So we're gonna, for the progression, you're gonna hold that same Superman position, and then you're gonna move your arms all the way back behind you with your palms up, and then back to the front. And all the way behind you, and back to the front. And this is just gonna work all those rotating muscles in your shoulders, your triceps a bit more. And again, if you need a regression, take a break in between the reps, back up, all the way back on the ground, up, down, or if you need to, you can keep your lower body on the ground the whole time. Just want to make sure you're breathing. All right, and we're just gonna do one more. All right, so now we're gonna take about a 1 minute break. And one thing to add is that when we're taking this break, you can get some water. Once we go through all 4 of the circuits, then you would then do them all over again. Repeat all the circuits again, but we're just gonna do all circuits once for the video, and then we'll cool down. All right, so while we're taking a 1 minute break, I'm gonna explain the next circuit, which is gonna focus on our leg muscles. And so for this circuit, we're gonna be in that deep plie position again. And the first one is going to be a deep plie squat with arm reach. All right, so that's what this would look like. The second movement, we're gonna stay in this position. We're gonna lift one leg and pulse, and then halfway through we'll switch to the other one. And then the third movement will be a reverse lunge to a knee lift. All right, so it's been a minute, so we're gonna go ahead and start. And we're just gonna go down. It's a deep plie with the arm reach, and back down. And down, and up. So we're gonna be thinking about driving our knees outwards and pushing our hips down and slightly back behind you. And we're gonna be lifting our arms up as we go down, focusing on the front delts, making sure we engage our core the whole time down and up. Halfway done. Make sure we're breathing. All right, and when you engage your core, think about tightening everything up like someone's about to punch you. You're gonna engage it and hold it the whole time. All right, we're gonna do 2 more. 1, and we're gonna hold this next one up, and then we're going to pulse. We're gonna pulse in this position, and when we do so, we're gonna lift the right leg up, and And we're gonna pulse here for 30 seconds. And this is gonna burn the inner thigh as well as the calf muscle. And we're gonna hold the arms out in front of you once again. All right, just about 10 more seconds, making sure we breathe, engaging the core. All right, we're gonna take a break, stand up, and we're gonna go back down into that deep plie, this time lifting the left leg, and we're gonna pulse here now for 30 seconds. And this is our second exercise in the second circuit. All right, by now you should feel it in your inner thighs, in your quads, as well as your calves. All right, just 2 more. We're gonna go up. The next one in the circuit is the reverse lunge into a knee lift. So we're step back first with our left leg, down, and we stand up. We're gonna lift that left knee, and back down, and up, making sure we keep our hips aligned as we go into the lunge, as well as standing up. And if you need to, you can hold onto a chair. All right. Keep going. Last one. And now we're gonna move to the right leg for 30 seconds. So go ahead and lunge. And lift that leg up, engaging that core, just like so. All right, halfway done with this leg. Down, up, down. One more, back, and up. All right, so that is the second circuit. We're gonna go ahead and take another minute break. All right, as we take that minute break, I'm gonna talk about the third circuit, which is gonna be our glutes. So the first one we're gonna do, we're gonna need an elevated surface. So I'm gonna be using a chair because we're not gonna be using any weights. All right, so I have a chair here I'm going to be using, and so we're going to be on the ground, and we're going to be putting our legs, our heels on the chair, and we're going to put our arms on the ground, and we're going to do a glute bridge, and then down. So this will be the first exercise. The second exercise we're going to do is it'll just be on the ground. It'll be a glute bridge and march. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this one for 1 minute. So we're gonna go up and back down, making sure we control the movement. Making sure we're breathing, engaging the glutes, going to full extension and back down, up, and down. If you need a modification, you can just do it on a level surface, going up and back down, just like so. About 20 more seconds. If you want to make it a little bit more difficult, you can do a single leg glute bridge that's elevated, just like so. All right, just going to do a couple more. Last one. All right. All right, so now we're going to do an ab exercise as well as working our glutes. So we're going to do a glute bridge, both marches. So we're going to hold our hands above our chest. And we're going to march our legs towards our chest. Just like so, making sure we hold that glute bridge position using our glutes. And focusing about engaging our core as our knees come up, just like so. I'm going to keep doing this. Making sure we breathe the whole time. All right, we're just going to do 2 more. 1, last one. Right? We're going to hold this position We keep our arms on the ground. And we're gonna extend our leg. We're gonna do single leg lifts, just like so. It's gonna burn that left glute. We'll engage our abs. These can be a little difficult, so if you need to, you can drop your hips and just do them on the ground like so. Making sure we engage our core. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and switch to the other side. So back up to that glute bridge position. Stretching out the left leg. Up and down. Up and down. Just like so, making sure we hold that full glute bridge as much as we can, or we can drop down and modify it here. Right. And we just finished our third circuit. All right, and for our last circuit, it is going to be all in the plank position. So I'm going to get some water. I'm going to put my hair back up so it stays out of my face. All right. So we have about 30 seconds left. So I'm just gonna go and explain the first one because it's a bit difficult, of our last circuit. So you're gonna get in a plank position, just like so. You can spread your fingers for better stability. You want your shoulders to be stacked over your wrists, and you're gonna put your feet out behind you. From here, you're gonna push back into like a seated, go from like a bear hold to like a seated position, and then back, push to a plank. So that's gonna be the first exercise. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start. Get in the plank position and go to that bear hold and pass, and back to the front. Making sure you breathe and control the movement, control our abs. A lot of times we think the faster we go, the better. But if we go slow and controlled, we can think about the entire movement, just like so. Get pushed back and forward. Thinking, bring your armpits to the ground and then push forward. All right, if you need to, you can drop to your knees and do the plank here and just kind of rock back and forth if need be. All right, I'm gonna do that one more time. Plank, pass the bear hold, and back forward. All right, so now we're going to do a plank hold with leg lifts. So these can be pretty complicated. So you're gonna put your hands, once again, plank position. Just gonna lift your leg up and down. I'm gonna keep doing that left leg for now. It doesn't have to be a high lift, right? If you need to modify it, you can drop it to the ground and just do it here. Our abs should already be pretty tired. We're gonna go ahead and switch the legs. So it may be hard to hold the plank position and do the leg lift. This is gonna focus on those glutes and those hamstrings, just like so. Keep doing this. And one more. All right, and the last exercise of our final circuit is the same thing, but with arm reaches. All right, so I'm gonna get in that plank position, hold it, and we're gonna reach up, and the next one. Up, and the next one. You can always drop down to the ground. Do it this way if you like. And even when you're on all fours, you still want to make sure you're engaging your core, as little body movement as possible. And this is going to help with the front delts. Right. Halfway done. Keep doing this. All right, 2 more. And 1 more. All right, so now we finished our fourth circuit, and we're going to end with some cool down stretches. So we're going to do each stretch for about 15 seconds or until you feel like you've stretched that muscle out good enough. So we're going to go ahead and start again with arm circles. So we're going to stand up, and we're just going to go back behind, forward and back. And now we're going to go the opposite way, just like so. All right. Now we're going to take and we're going to put our arm behind our back. And we're going to hold our arm down for a good tricep stretch. Just hold that position, and now we're going to switch arms. Keep holding that. All right. Now we're going to get in a straddle, and we're going to go ahead, go down and stretch to the left. We're going to hold this. And now we're going to move to the right side. Doing this cool down allows our heart rate to settle. All right, and now we're going to go back to the middle. And if you can't touch all the way to the ground, that's fine. You can always stop here. All right. Just 2 and 1, and then we're going to stand up. And we're going to do a quad stretch. So you're going to go ahead, and if you need to hold something, you can. And just grab your ankle and hold it close to your glutes, allowing that quad to stretch. Make sure your knee is face point down. All right, and we're going to go ahead and do the other leg. Same thing. Hold. If you need to, you can hold on to something. But still thinking about engaging those abs. All right, now we're going to take our left leg out in front of us, and we're going to bend our hips back. We're going to hold this stretch right here for our hamstrings, and just go as far down as you can. All right, I'm going to stand back up, and do the right leg out, and back. All right, now we're going to be in that stance, and so we're going to shift our weight forward, and then we're going to try to get our heel on the ground and lean forward. This is going to stretch our left calf. So I'm going to hold this. 5, 3, 2, 1. Stand back up, step back, put that heel on the ground and lean forward. So now our right calf muscle. 5 more seconds. All right. Now we're going to get on the ground, and with our legs forward, we're just going to stretch, making sure we sit up straight. Just stretch our back, our obliques. Now we're going to turn to the other side, making sure we don't hold our breath. Breathing as we go. Now we're going to go into a straddle position, but half straddle. And you're just going to lean forward, and this is going to stretch that inner thigh muscle and the glutes. And we're going to hold this. All right, 5 more seconds. And come back up. Switch to the other side. Back down to work the other hamstring and glute. And by now, your heart rate should have lowered and back to normal somewhat. And you're good to go. And that's the Pilates workout.